Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a small but mighty component that plays a huge role in your engine's performance and efficiency: the fuel pressure sensor. If you've ever dealt with a rough idle, poor acceleration, or seen trouble codes like P0190, P0191, P0192, or P0193 pop up on your scanner, then this video is for you. So, what exactly does this sensor do? Think of it as the guardian of your fuel system. It sits on the fuel rail, which is basically the distribution pipe that delivers fuel to your engine's injectors. Its one and only job is to constantly monitor the pressure of the fuel within that rail and send that information back to your car's brain. The engine control module, or EC. Why is this pressure so important? Modern fuel injection systems, especially direct injection systems, are incredibly precise. They need a specific, stable amount of pressure to atomize fuel correctly as it's sprayed into the cylinders. If the pressure is too low, the fuel won't spray in a fine mist, leading to incomplete combustion, a loss of power, and terrible fuel economy. If the pressure is too high, it can stress the fuel system components and also lead to poor performance. The ECM uses the data from the fuel pressure sensor to make real-time adjustments. It controls the fuel pump to either increase or decrease its output to maintain that perfect pressure level. No matter if you're idling at a stoplight or flooring it on the highway, this constant feedback loop is what keeps your engine running smoothly and efficiently. Now, let's talk about those trouble codes. A P0190 code generally means there's a malfunction in the fuel rail pressure sensor circuit. This could be the sensor itself, the wiring, or the connector. P0191 indicates that the sensor's reading is out of the expected range. Maybe the pressure is fluctuating wildly when it shouldn't be. P0192 means the sensor's signal is too low, suggesting a short to ground or a failing sensor. And you guessed it, P0193 means the signal is too high, pointing to a potential short to power. So, what are the symptoms of a failing fuel pressure sensor? The most common one is a rough. Your engine might shake or stumble when you're stopped. You might also notice your car hesitates or stumbles when you try to accelerate. A significant drop in fuel mileage is another big clue. In more severe cases, your engine might stall unexpectedly, or you could have trouble starting it at all. And of course, the check engine light would almost certainly be on. How do we diagnose a bad sensor? The first step is always to scan for codes. Once you have a code like the ones we mentioned, you can start investigating. A visual inspection of the sensor and its wiring harness is a good place to start. Look for any frayed wires, loose connections, or signs of fuel leakage around the sensor. The next step is to test the pressure. You can do this with a mechanical fuel pressure gauge connected to the fuel rail's service port. Compare the reading on your gauge to the reading your scan tool is showing from the sensor. If the mechanical gauge shows a steady, correct pressure, but the scan tool shows a fluctuating or incorrect value, you've likely found your culprit, the sensor itself. You can also test the sensor's electrical circuit using a motor. You'll want to check for the correct reference voltage from the ECM, a good ground connection, and the signal wire's output. By back-probing the connector while the engine is running, you should see the voltage on the signal wire change as the fuel pressure changes. If the voltage is stuck at 0 or at the full reference voltage, the sensor has failed. Replacing a fuel pressure sensor is usually straightforward, but remember to always relieve the fuel system pressure before you start working on it. This is a crucial safety step. Once the new sensor is in, clear the trouble codes and take the car for a test drive to make sure everything is running smoothly. And that's the fuel pressure sensor. In a nutshell, it's a critical part for regulating power and efficiency. Understanding how it works can save you a lot of headaches and help you pinpoint problems quickly. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more car repair guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.